Hello, and Ash is gone.
You said 30 seconds.
He was already 15 seconds into the 30
Yeah, I
seconds
gotta
thing,
push the button
Hey,
or.
there's a 30-minute follow restriction for chat. I just had somebody new tell.
What? Oh no! How do I do that? I figure it out 30 minutes later. Welcome to Dungeon Mechanics, everybody. While I multitask terribly, and
I turned it off.
thank you, Buck.
You have me in this position for a reason, sir.
I didn't even know where to start. I was gonna Google it.
It has been taken care of, sir.
Sick. Well,
That's what I get paid for.
we get paid. Oh no. Welcome to the Nameless ones. For those that know where that spoiler comes from, put it in chat. We'd love to see it. You are watching the first episode of a few in this short mini-series of what happens when a goddess with no name puts you on her list of things. So to start things off, we're going to do a little round robin because there's some new faces here as well as some familiar faces if you've been with the channel for a bit. And after that, I'll get us started. You all know me, Judgy DM, also known as Stacks, also known as James, also known as all the other horrendous things that they call me behind my back because my ears are constantly burning.
Well, you know it ain't me because I'll say it to you.
Oh my gosh. Inspiration for Buck.
Yes.
Start things off. Ash, tell us who you are. If you want to tell us who you're playing, we all know. And where we can find you on social media.
So, hi, I'm Ash. I'm playing Narissa. Who definitely did nothing wrong and doesn't deserve to be here. And you can find me on socials at So Tired Send Help. TikTok has an underscore. Instagram does not. It's a whole thing. But happy to be here.
Nordic.
Hi, I'm Scott, or Nordic Geek. Most of the socials will either be Nordic Geek or the real Nordic Geek. I'll be playing Belmont, who somebody else made for me, so it's going to be interesting.
Somebody else. Buck.
Hello, I am Double Up Buck. I can be found everywhere at Double Up Buck with 2 Ks. Don't forget the second K. But I also go by Buck or Asshole, depending on who you're talking to. Stacks calls me that often in my campaign that I do.
Yeah, I call you Buck.
No, the asshole part.
I've never called you asshole before.
I can't say my character's name, chat, because I was informed that anytime I try to say it, I get hurt.
This is true. We're going to find out about that tonight.
So you'll just have to read it on screen.
And last but not least, introducing Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim. I'm playing Rowena. Also kind of got thrown into this last minute. Pretty new to this, so...
Blame Ash.
I blame you, Stacks, fully.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's him. It's him.
I did nothing wrong.
I can't speak to what happened before me. I know you as a person, Stacks. I'm just saying.
I mean, you
can
assembled
find me
this
on-
ragtag team.
Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly. You can find me on Instagram, KimS_words. And that's about it.
Sweet. So to kick things off, what is a name? But a reminder of one's mortality and connection to each other. A distinctive designator that helps us identify one another. And yet, here we are on this day, a day of cursed and terrible things. So, we are actually going to open up with Narissa. Of course, it's gonna have to be Narissa. With mouth sewn shut, mind wide open, you are brought to a realm space that's not quite any tangible location from what you can tell. You're kind of floating there for a bit before your feet come in contact with the ground, and you see Orden and Leroth, two gods. Orden is the god of order. He looks like a frog with a cool wizard's hat on. And Leroth looks like a kitsune, which is a fox-like humanoid creature. But before them both are their mother, and the mother of all gods. A woman so terrible that Lord Ao has stricken her name from existence. And were she to utter it, or anyone hear it, not only would it not make a tangible sound, it would be mind-numbing to experience. And she looks at you. This one. This is the one I picked to not kill immediately, unlike her other party members, who will suffer. This one, bold and brass enough to speak to me. What is your name? Oh, tight-lipped, are we? Here, let me help you out. And you feel that invisible thread just kind of tear through your mouth, and there's like blood and soreness and pain, but you are free once again to speak, should you so choose.
Narissa will spit out some of the blood and wipe her mouth a little bit. Narissa?
Narissa, but this is not your given name.
No.
What
It's not.
name is that, child?
Lucero?
Lucero. This was given to you by your parents, I imagine?
Yes.
And she walks away from you, but still conscious of like your presence. And you see her open a very large book, and from it, these tapestries of like blood start to pool down from it. Lucero, and she writes your name in it, in script. I have stricken your name from existence, child. Should anyone utter it, or attempt to utter it, they will face excruciating pain.
I don't believe that there's many left who remember it, so
This
I'll surrender.
will do you well. I would cling close to the name Narissa.
As you wish.
and you watch as like Leroth gets up from like a kneeled foot and kind of like walks over cautiously towards his mother. Mother. Shall we continue our discussion and leave Nerissa to do as she pleases? I believe she has learned her lesson. Lesson? Oh, my dear, dear Lirath. The lesson is just beginning. Where she's going, a name is the last of her worries. And you watch as between, so it's like Mother, Lirath, and then Orden's kind of like sat behind him. And you roll me a either insight or perception check.
Natural 1.
Nice. Nice.
The first roll.
It was great being alive.
You notice nothing immediately up front. However, Orden kind of like ushers closer to you. And behind him, he has like 2 wrapped up things. And you see him kind of like tipping them in your direction. Like they're behind his back. And he doesn't want to hand them directly to you, but he's kind of like nudging them towards you with the bit of consideration that he has.
Can I try to take them?
Sure, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Cool, 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 cool. Cool, cool, cool. 16.
Okay. So you like carefully try and take these items. They seem small enough to where they're not drawing much attention. And then you become painstakingly aware that there's something weighted on your head currently.
Ah, the crown.
Yes, as the skeletal crown kind of gets slightly tighter. Not enough to draw blood or anything like that, but it just feels like you feel more pressure on it. And finally, after you like stow these things away, I will be sending her to the cursed place. Nerissa, there you will find a challenge. There will be many others like you, magical users, capable of destructive things. Yet you and them will find out that magic doesn't quite work there. And you will be pit against one another. And if you survive, you survive. And if you don't, well, lesson learned.
A challenge. Singular.
Yes. It will make more sense once you get there.
I'm assuming I don't have a choice.
Oh, you always have a choice, my dear.
Go and be killed or be eviscerated as I stand here.
Ah, you do think fast.
Bye, I guess.
And you watch as a portal opens up and kind of like sucks you inside, and you're thrown through this hellscape of existence. The scene changes as a man sits atop just like a stony perch, and he looks down and sees a gathering of people. Buck, would you like to describe how your character looks?
So, I am in black and red armor. I have a cowl on my head that is a jester's attire of sorts. I also have them as boots, so bells on both sets. I have my face is solid white with black around my eyes and coming up from the corners of my mouth. And my mouth itself looks to be blood red. I have 2 swords crossed on my back.
So as you're looking out at the view, you see various beings start to come into existence. Bit of confusion on some people's faces, and kind of like a not this again sort of look on others. And overall, fairly pleasant day, if you had to gander. Within the crowd, Nordic, would you like to describe how your character looks?
Belmont's in dark leather cloak and wide brim hat, kind of hides his face beneath shadow, with a very dark sooty black beard, kind of adorned with little animal skulls as pauldrons, and as he moves you can kind of see the glint of like scale armor beneath it, with a longbow across his back, but not any other visible weapons that you can see. Just kind of slowly peers back and forth, taking everything in.
Nice. And roll me a perception check, Nordic.
26.
You notice amongst the crew of individuals there, one kind of stands out to you among anyone else in particular. Kim, would you like to describe how your character looks?
Hello. So Rowena is in like a kind of emerald green cloak, a kind of just black, very standard kind of dress. She's got black curly hair. It's kind of crazy and all over the place. And she's kind of just standing there with her hands like clasped in front of her, just kind of taking in the sights, sounds of everything.
And as you're taking things in, another entity kind of manifests, and Narissa, you bump into Rowena as you appear in this space.
Oh, hello.
Sorry.
You're good? Where'd you come from?
Honestly, not entirely sure. Pocket dimension. Hell. Was Fellcrest. Dropped Fellcrest. I
I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell. Where is this?
I'm not too sure. I was kind of hoping just to see a public execution or something.
It's probably our public execution.
Well, they should be fun.
Cool. Magic doesn't work?
It seems that way.
Cool. Has anyone tried to kill you yet?
You are the first person I've really seen. Like, see people, but like, see you.
You see people, but you see me?
Yeah, like, you're obviously here.
I'm gonna look around. Do I see people too?
You see people. You see all different types of races and creeds and people that look like this type of location isn't new to them, and others kind of a little bit more frantic about it. Most don't seem to like know each other, so they're kind of like, even though they're close to other people, they're like to themselves. And you can kind of judge that based on just the way that no one's really gravitating towards anyone near them. And as you all are spectating, you hear a reeling in of chains, and you look in front of you, and there's like 4 sets of long chains that like go up into the air, and they're pulling something down from the sky, and that mechanical truncheon of clicks and tightening chains gets closer and closer until you look up and you see almost like a very large top-sided object coming down, and its pointy portion pierces into the ground. And in front of you can only be described as like a sea of keys. There's keys of all different shapes and sizes, and they like rise up to a mound, and on top of the mound there is an individual that looks at all of you. May I have everyone's attention, please? I don't like to repeat myself, and Mother keeps us on a strict schedule. Now, as you've noticed...
I roll my eyes as he starts talking.
As you've noticed, you've incurred the wrath of Mother. Don't deny it. You're probably terrible sorts. However, that's not why you're here. Now, if you look very gingerly on your body, you should notice there's a lock. Please, take your time. We've got all day. Can I have you all roll a d6?
Six.
4.
I too rolled a 6.
Okay.
I also rolled a 6.
Okay.
I changed mine to a 6.
666 on. Alright.
What a way to start.
Those with 6s will see on their leftmost leg, towards the ankle portion, if you have a boot, it's like around the boot, but tight enough to where you can't take it off. There is a lock on it with a single gemstone kind of like embedded in it, and a keyhole kind of underneath that gemstone where a key would, in theory, fit into. Those with a 4, around your waist, Narissa, you have a latched lock that again has a gemstone and again has a keyhole underneath it. Ah, that's right. You're all good at this. Great, great. Now, if you located the lock, you probably notice there's a keyhole. And look what I'm standing on. A bunch of keys. Now, each of your locks can only be opened with one key. Now, and he points at some random person. You there! You look like a lucky sort. Here, come grab a key. See if you can open your lock. And he watches this like, poor sap, gets up, walks, starts rummaging through the keys in front of him, and oh gosh, I rolled a nat 1. He attempts to add a bit of, like logic, like, hey, this key's smaller, it might can fit into this locked bit. And he finally chooses a key. This one. There you go. Try it. See if it opens your lock. And you watch as he puts the key in, and it fits. And he turns it, and it turns. And he's like, I think and he explodes. Brain and batters of organs, blood, bone, all those things, sinew, goes everywhere as he scatters the field. I forgot to mention, only one of these keys actually opens your lock. If you choose the wrong key, well, you'll end up like that guy. Now, there's another fun bit. As you die, and he points at this particular key in the mound of keys, and you watch as it vanishes from existence. Your actual key will literally disappear from this pile. Now, for those of you brain savvy, the less of you that there are, the less keys that there will be to actually open your locks. Now, what do you think I'm going to say next?
Go.
Basically, if you all can figure out a real logical way to reduce the amount of keys here, you'll have a better chance at survival. Now, that being said, we like to kick things off pretty fair, if you like to call it that. Each of you has a gem. If you find someone with a gemstone that matches your gemstone, you guys are friends, even if you're not friends, because you're going to need more than just yourselves to survive what's out there, which is where y'all are going to be here shortly after I finish this lovely speech. Now, the key is, pun, is to find your friends before they die. And then try to make it through to the end. Anyone's got questions, and you see random people, I don't answer questions. Have fun. And he vanishes in front of you. What would you all like to do?
I'm going to look over at Rowena's and see if I have the same colored gemstone.
Yes, you both have a red colored gemstone.
So we're friends now.
And just like that.
See an execution.
Oh yeah, you did.
Right.
There's one team dang it, I hope he wasn't on my team. As soon
Odds are
as
in our favor.
y'all make the realization that you have the same gemstone, beams of light shoot down into all of you, and you're thrusted up into the air and thrown to different parts of the island. Balmung and Buck's character, y'all are done the same treatment, and you find yourselves on the outskirts of this large island of bone and decay and seemingly surrounded by a sea of blood. But don't worry about the scenery. What would you all like to do as you appear by yourselves randomly in some kind of wood set or woods?
Wait, I just made friends with her and now we're
You're
not
nowhere.
Yeah, Rowena like landed and like brushed herself off and just been like, my friend, where are you? So I think that's my goal, is to find my friend.
She'll dust herself up. Are you fucking serious? I thought we were supposed to get a key? Nah. Right? Yeah, dust herself off, unsheath the dagger, and just start walking slowly, tentatively towards what she thinks is the middle of this island.
Okay, have everyone roll me initiative checks.
12.
21.
5.
Oh, this is good. A 21, a 12, a 7, and a 5.
7.
Cool. Tight. No doubt. Balmung, you're walking through these woods. You have your bow sheath currently because you don't see or sense any danger. And you come up to a clearing, and before you walk out into it, you hear a rustling in the bushes, kind of like across from you. And Narissa, in the bushes, you like manage to brush your way free of this like branch that's caught a part of like your dress, and as you like rip yourself out of its clutches, you see this clearing in front of you, but there's no one around.
I'm gonna stay in the bush because I just remembered that I have something given to me and I want to know what it is.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reach into my handy dandy pockets.
As you do that, you notice 2 items in your possession that were given to you by the god Orden. And the first seems to be a weird, kind of almost like an armillary, but like it's kind of like a planet globe with like cylindrical circles kind of interwoven between them, and they kind of like move as you move the thing. The other is some type of like bracelet that has like fine etched engravings around it.
Cool. I'm going to put these bracers on and take this funky little timepiece and attach it to me, and then I'm gonna sit against this tree in a tune and pretend I don't exist for an hour or so.
As you're doing that, Balmung, roll me a survival check.
$17.
You hear something, not from the bush, but from the clearing, as the ground begins to swell and open up. Narissa, you also hear this as you're like perched against this bush. Some vile creature crawls its way out of the ground. Does anyone speak Infernal?
Yes. No.
No.
No, I don't.
Okay, Narissa, you hear hunger, hunger, must eat flesh.
I'm assuming Belmont hears this.
Yeah, you hear
No.
just like ravenous infernal language. And it's like doing this like sniffing. However, it doesn't seem to have a nose, so you don't understand where the sniffing's coming from.
Narissa's gonna hold her breath and just keep trying to attack.
Roll me a constitution check.
God, what's gonna kill me is these rolls. 9.
9, okay. You hold your breath. And Balmung, you watch as this creature moves closer and closer to what you swore that rustling bush was coming from earlier. And
Well, if
Narissa,
it's coming towards me, I'm not gonna stay there.
you hear footsteps approaching, and they sound very heavy.
Yeah, well, if it's closer, then I'm definitely not staying there. I'm gonna.
So, as this creature is doing this, Belmont's gonna slowly start pulling out his bow and then slip in behind like tree, rock, whatever, just to get kind of like a hiding spot.
Okay, you do that pretty easily. It seems to be distracted and not even aware of your presence at the moment.
Narissa's gonna get up, son of a bitch, and switch dagger for crossbow and try to stealthily move to the left without losing coverage of trees.
Okay, since you're the active target, roll me a stealth check.
A stealth check.
Yes.
18.
Nice. As I roll my second one of the night, in Infernal, it's like, I've got you, and it smashes the bush where you just were, and it like rummages through, and you're not there anymore. Huh? Where did you go, fresh meat? And it just like sniffs off in the wrong direction. Not very smart. Meanwhile, Rowena, you appear kind of off to yourself. You walk for a bit, and then you come and you see that you're standing near a cliffside. And you can see almost like the whole island from how high up you are. But aside from going back, there doesn't seem to be any perches to go down from this side because it's like very steep. What would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna take like a second, kind of sit there, gather the lay of the land. So it seems like I'm on the opposite end of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I walked away from the clearing, and I'm at like the far end of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna kind of take a second and kind of look at the scenery and just gather the surroundings, and then kind of turn around and start. Well, I think she's gonna pull a dagger from her boot, kind of like hold it behind her back, and just kind of start skipping the way she came from, because like processing that wherever we're at, I'm at the far end, so I need to kind of get back the way I came. So just kind of gonna start skipping through nature like it's a joyous little Tuesday for her.
Okay. As you're skipping, um, Buck, your character hears the sound of skidded movements in rhythmic kind of form as you identified that someone's like frolicking through the woods. Which is not like a normal, I would say it's not a normal form of transportation that people choose in these times, but effective nonetheless. What would you like to do?
So as I look around, I don't see anybody, right? It's just me, and I hear that noise.
Yes, roll me a perception check.
15.
Okay, it takes you some time, but it sounds like it's coming from like your left forward side of where you're standing.
I kind of dust my clothes off a little bit and look that direction. I wonder who's going to be on my team this time. Let's go find them. And I start heading towards the direction of what I hear.
Okay, and I would say, judging by the pattern of the skipping, you can kind of like beeline it in a way to where your paths will cross. Rowena, as you're skipping through, dagger in hand, you don't hear, you see a figure just kind of like walk out, and there's like a jingle jangle that comes equipped with their movements as you run into Buck's character. Not physically run into, but like they come into your...
I'm gonna like stop and then kind of like look around. Just be like, did you hear the little birds? And then look directly at where he stopped in the tree line, or like where he should be in my eye line.
As I see her, can I see her leg to see if her lock matches mine?
Yeah, it all of these locks kind of are placed in a position to where they're more or less obvious unless you put clothing or some other thing on it on purpose. But her lock has like a red gem encrusted into it.
And it matches mine?
Mm-hmm.
As she stops, I step out. Hi there.
You're not a little bird. I thought I heard a little bird.
Oh no, that was me.
You have a bird friend? Or you make bird noises?
I reach up and hit one of my bells.
Fair enough. And your friend, right?
We have the same gem. I don't know if friend is what you should call one another here.
Well, I don't think I have to
Allies,
kill you right
maybe.
now. I like that. Would you like to walk with me? It's a beautiful day.
It will be once there's blood.
And I'll just keep kind of frolicking through, kind of hoping that he'll follow me.
I'll walk, but I'm not frolicking. My character does not.
That's fine. I feel like I'm kind of just like slowly walking in front, just fully out of it. Like, yeah.
As you continue through the woods, roll me perception checks.
18.
9.
Nice.
I'm rolling great.
you see that Rowena's kind of like walking towards a confrontation is the easiest way to put it. You overhear like these two kind of angrily speaking to one another. And around this time, Rowena, you kind of like look down ahead in the path, and the two of you see a grayish tiefling male with an arrow drawn towards another guy who has like ravenous red eyes and like blood dripping from his face. And he looks at this tiefling. My quandary isn't with you right now. I've already killed a few. And unless you want to add yourselves to the mix, I suggest you get out of my way. And the tiefling male. Your Jim. It's yellow. Not very fond of yellow right now. I have a green Jim. I'm looking for green things. So unless you want to die with an arrow through your face, I suggest you get stepping. It seems we've come to an impasse.
I think I'm gonna like stop in my tracks and kind of like turn. Just be like, we've got enemies.
Everyone here is an enemy, in a way.
Yes, but you seem to want blood. I don't mind blood. And I feel like if there's less gems in total, it makes everything a lot easier for us.
This is true. More blood, less keys. Yes.
Exactly. And then so I think I'm gonna kind of motion if we can like push off into a little bit of like brush, kind of like hide if possible, or do you think we've already been made by them?
Roll either insight or perception.
I'll go with perception and a whopping 11.
Nice. With an 11, you're not sure if they've noticed you, but they do seem to be engaged in each other at the moment, to where their attention isn't dispersed on you right now.
Yeah, I think I'll just like kind of motion for the brush and then kind of like crouch down to hide in there.
What is the direction of the one with the bow?
It's
Is he
aimed.
facing me or is back to me?
They're at like profile to both of you, so, I would say the bowsman's probably more back turned to you because he's left-handed bow holder. But essentially they're both profile looking at each other, and then y'all are head on to them.
As she motions for the brush, I point at the bow user and do this. And then head the direction to get behind him.
Okay, stealth checks.
Yay, finally. We got a 18.
I got to 14.
Okay. You kind of like beat off into two different directions. Rowena, you find more purchase behind like clear cover, so like a mixture of bushes and brush kind of like block your visage, and with your green cloak you also can kind of like blend in with the surroundings a little bit better. Elatus, you sort of stand out. I mean, red isn't a natural nature color by most standards, unless you're talking flowers. But even then, on a good day, you're not the best of flowers. But
I can hide in a hellscape, sir.
as as you move, you feel your cautionary jangly foot hit into a twig branch, and it kind of like snaps, and the bowman kind of instinctually drops his attention from the guy in front of him and kind of goes to look behind his back, when even Rowena, you would see this, but Elatus, you get a much closer up image of this as found you food, and this large creature comes out from the shadows essentially and completely squashes this tiefling into mince, and he's just like starts chomping down on this once failed creature, and then the man that the bow was aimed at kind of like sees this creature and like scurries off into the woods.
Would he have run past me by chance?
He would have run to your north left, so like away from you, but like more to your left side.
I still think I'm gonna like kind of pop up and just be like, friend, I didn't get your name, friend, but that's a lot of blood.
And this creature seems to be engorging, like senses off. It's got a meal and it's eating.
I will make my way around to where she's standing. I wanted to be the one that drew it. But it's okay. There'll be others.
Feel like we could get away from this and chase down the other not friend.
We could try. Yes.
And I'm gonna kind of try to head in the direction that we saw the guy that was with blood in
Yellow
mouth.
Jim.
Yeah, him. Mr. Yellow Jim.
Okay, as you do that, you continue on into the brush, and you find that this guy is fast, abnormally fast. And he's moving not only on the ground, but through tree branches, swinging about, jumping up, leaping. He's making good progress for an escape, but he doesn't necessarily seem in the escape mentality, because every once in a while he'll kind of like stop and scan the area before going essentially beeline in a completely different direction.
Well, this one is pointless to chase.
Yeah.
We will get him later.
I agree. Shall we find more friends?
Do you know that there are any more?
I know of one for sure. Right
Ah.
before we all got launched, we made friends, and then we separated very quickly.
So another ally. We can go and find them. Yes.
Yep. And then I think I think Rowena's gonna do the little trick for no reason, and just point and start kind of walking a direction.
As you do that, Narissa, what are you up to?
And tuning in silence.
I'm eating gluten-free rice checks. Brought to
Nice.
you by Rice Checks. And free school breakfasts and lunches everywhere. Support your local. No, just kidding. Marissa is still. Oh shit! I spilled that water when I poured it. Still stealthing along, hoping for the best. She's obviously not attuning to anything because now she's worried about getting eaten by some weird noseless monster. But
As you do that, roll me a survival check.
yeah. Yeah. 7.
So, you were made for this. This rucking it out in the middle of nowhere. You fall down the side. You fall down the side of a mountainside or like a hillside.
Let's not be dramatic. A hill and a mountain are very different.
A hillside, not as much of a tumble. And as you're sliding through, this tree trunk kind of like stops your descent. And you get up, look around, and there doesn't seem to be anyone presently there, so at least.
Cool.
No one saw it.
No one saw it.
You just have like twigs and trees.
Did Belmont see it from his position?
What's your passive perception?
21.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll worry about that later.
Was she wearing the same gem or different?
She has a gem color the same as yours.
Okay.
I don't see anything. I don't sense anyone around me.
Oh, roll a perception check.
Please. $15.
With a 15, you hear footsteps. I would say that much is true.
And can I tell which direction they're coming from?
So you're at like the base of a hill, and they're coming like directly due north of where you're at.
Up the hill?
No, downhill, straight forward.
I'm gonna move behind the tree with the crossbow.
You see, Ballbug, you see Narissa like back behind this tree and pull out her crossbow. She's
Is she aiming in my direction or another direction?
no, I feel like she has it like clutched to herself, readied just in case she needs to turn around and like shoot at something.
It's like, you know when you like have like
Charlie's Angels.
she's ready for this. She knows what she's doing. Don't worry, guys. She's a great team member.
Nice. Tight. No doubt. And as the footsteps get closer, in front of you, there's a path that kind of like goes off to your right, and you see a familiar face with a face that you haven't seen before, as Rowena and this jester-looking fellow kind of like are walking through the brush, or like through the woods, down the path.
And I knew Rowena had the same gem, right?
Yes.
Is there a rock at my foot? Or are there any rocks in this grass?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up a rock in my free hand and chuck it and be like, psst.
So you hear a tick, 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 psst, from the woods, or the bottom of the hill, tree side.
Runa's just gonna go, I think the trees are speaking to us. And kind of walk that way. And then just be like, hello?
I
Hello,
don't think
bush?
that happens here.
Pop out from behind the tree with my crossbow and
I'm just gonna go, friend. Did you also get launched into space?
Yeah, not the first time today.
Oh, okay. I found another friend. He likes blood.
Cool. Glad you're on our team.
I mean,
For now.
For
Yeah.
now.
We're all
could be
together.
worse.
For now.
For now. You seem to know what's going on?
Hmm.
True or false?
Hmm. Maybe. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
That's a yes. So you know what's going on. Cute. Cool. Well, that means you survived, which means that hopefully you're a good teammate. We need one
Sure.
more, is my understanding? 2 more? 1 more.
It varies, so I'm not sure if there's another.
Okay. Well, there's a monster that way that is big and is hungry.
Is it the same one we saw?
Mhm.
Oh, no. It's not hungry anymore.
Oh, good. It found something. Great. Well, then it won't be after
were-
us.
We were going to kill it. And it beat me to it.
We were gonna kill a guy with a green gem,
Hmm.
and then the monster came out and killed him. And then we tried to chase down the yellow gem guy, but he turned into
Very fast through the trees. Yes.
Art Lemur.
Weird look on my face. Not sure what the devil that is.
As you guys
Like
are
a
saying this,
Small
a
hairy man.
shorter man with the wide brim hat just pops out from Narissa. You guys are making a lot of noise.
Where the fuck did you come from?
I've been here the entire time.
So you spawned a man.
And he just taps your waist, Gem. Like, I think we're meant to be on the same team for now.
Have you done this before?
I've done many things.
Oh my god, you guys are insufferable. Okay, well, do we need to make our way back to the keys and murder people on the way? Is that the general idea?
You would more than likely want to kill as many as possible before you get to the keys.
Just by number game alone, I feel like. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, let's get going then, shall we?
I think Rowena's gonna
Seem-
just kind of start doing her little frolic again.
Oh my god.
You seem very eager to get out of here. Yes.
Yeah, aren't you?
Oh no.
Oh, you like this.
I have, and you see him pull out his hands and start I've done this 100 times. Yes.
So the maybe before was I've done this 100 times. Cool. Great. Cool. You're crazy. She's crazy. Are you crazy, little one?
Well, let's just assume so. Move on.
I'm not crazy. I know who I am. I know what I do.
What is your name?
Do you know a name of Crimson Knight? Or maybe
No, the Muffin Man.
Reaper of Thoughts? No?
Yeah.
How about a Dark Jester? Does that name ring a bell?
Does that ring a bell, Stacks?
At the sound of a dark jester, I'll have y'all roll history checks.
Uh,
17.
What did you get, Kim? Sorry.
10.
10? Okay. Narissa, you've heard of a dark jester, but not through seeing or witnessing. He's been written almost like folklore from Achordia, and he's known as sort of an insane, deranged, very unhinged magical assassin is the closest term. But because it's folklore, you've only read about it in like stories and things like that. So your interpretation of like the Dark Jester is just like he's this make-believe person, like the boogeyman that people talk about. That
Like the gods that were all fake up until
very recently. Yeah.
But if they're real, then I must be real, right?
Right. As I'm being proven wrong every episode.
That's what it really is. The whole campaign's just make Narissa believe in everything she didn't used to believe in.
You're telling me that Rowena is the tooth fairy next. Galmond is actually.
She might get teeth.
I literally have teeth earrings on.
Wow. Great. Cool.
DM, did you get my message?
Oh.
As we're gathered here, you see Bellman kind of reach down and tear some piece of clothing out from beneath his cloak. He starts to wrap it around his boot that hides the anklet.
Did any of us?
You may
happen
want to do it.
catch that?
Yeah. As he does that, Narissa's gonna adjust her dress so that it like you can still see that the lock is there, but you can't quite tell what the gem color is.
Yeah, I think.
Since the other two of you don't know by that name, how about Elade?
Ooh. And
You didn't read my DM, apparently.
by the sound of that, what this whole time? I'm learning something new, chat. Okay, I think this is all going to be different. Okay. Yep. Yep. Narissa, you take 5 points of psychic damage. Balmung, you take 6 points, and Rowena, you take 2 points of psychic damage as he goes to try and say a name, and because it is stricken, it causes terrible pain to erupt within your mindscape, and you don't even get the name afterwards.
How much do I take, DM?
Ooh. I knew this. I was prepared.
Am I still resistant to psychic damage?
For now you are.
So I take half, which is
Half of 5, so 2. Oh, it's another D10. You take 2 points of psychic damage.
As it happens, they see me grab my head. Oh, that always hurts. And then I raise up. Oh, hello. Have we met?
Yes, briefly.
yeah.
Do you know where you're at right now?
None of your faces are familiar to me.
It doesn't matter. We all have the same colored gem. You're gonna help us get keys.
Oh, yes. We are here at that again. What in the hells did he do to bring us here?
You wanted to be here a moment ago. You said you liked
Oh.
blood, and
No,
I never got your name earlier.
I am called the Crimson Knight. I only serve my deity to the fullest of my potential. I do not wish to do things like kill people for no reason.
Dude, this is gonna hurt when we have to say your name again later to bring back the other guy. Isn't it?
He said, you do not have to say his name to bring him back.
I don't think we know
If
his
you
name.
want him back, I will summon him.
No, I like you. You seem less crazy.
Very well. I must warn you, though. I am not the only one that's here.
Jesus Christ.
There is another.
Is he better or worse?
Than me? Neither one of them are better than me. In conversation and trying to not kill everything in sight. The other one is more twisted.
Is he here? Here? Or like here?
We're all here.
I was hoping for an extra ally.
We all float here.
Is there more than 3?
I am not aware if there is.
Do
If you
they all
find
go
one,
by the
let
same
me
name?
know. No, I'm the Crimson Knight. Who did you meet earlier?
He spouted off 3 names, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh, Dusk.
Chester.
He's the craziest of us all.
Oh. Cool. Great. What can we call you? Do you want us to call you the Righteous Knight?
I'm the Crimson Knight.
Crimson Knight. Pardon-moi.
Do not say my real name. That causes pain beyond belief.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Bob, and let's get the show on the road. Bob.
I do not know Bob.
You don't have to. Just know that when we say Bob, we're talking to you. Okay?
That will do for now.
Great. Okay, great, Bob. Do we want to attempt to say anyone else's names, or... Because my name was put in a book. Although, fun fact, I've got a different name.
My name's Rowena.
Oh no!
Round 3, chat.
Balmung, you take 6 psychic damage. Narissa, you take 5, half to 2. Rowena, you take 3 psychic damage, and Elatus, you take 2.
We're just sharing fun facts.
Oh, not again.
And the worst part of all of this, as Rowena says her name, you still don't get it because it's stricken, it doesn't come across. So she just says, "My name is," and then eruption of pain.
Cool. Okay, so Bob, I'm gonna call you.
Who is this Bob that you speak of?
I'm gonna call you Delilah, and I'm gonna call you Sir Hat with the hat, and we're just gonna go with that. I will be Horns.
Horns?
Yeah. You could
I
also
do
call
not
me
understand
Narissa. I
what
go
is
by
happening here.
Narissa, but
And I want to reach out and try to use encoded thoughts.
As
on
you
myself.
go to do that, there is a loss of tapped arcane power.
What did the 3 of you do?
it's not us.
I mean, today I've gotten launched into space,
I should
and then
not
I met
be here.
you.
No,
not be here.
none of us should be here.
And
It's a punishment.
when I look around,
apparently.
do I notice where we are?
Yeah, you notice that you're in the cursed place.
Oh, damn you, jester to hells. Why are we here again?
Again, you got out?
Fuck.
I like him.
I've been here 100 times. Literally. Fought this 100 times. I
But
should
you've
not
gotten
be
out.
here again.
You've gotten out. Let's do that. Let's get out. Let's... You, me, Cat,
I'm-
and the
I
one
don't know who
forgot the
Bob
name of,
is,
Delilah?
but I am Reaper of thoughts. That is what I go by.
Okay, sure. Reaper instead of Bob. Whatever. Can we?
Where were we heading?
To the keys.
No, don't do that.
The Florida
Oh.
Keys.
No, he's right.
Why?
Everyone will be there.
But we want to kill people.
But you don't want to fight them all at once.
He's right.
So do we want to just sit down and take a little siesta?
How about we move and find another one around the outskirts? The
Is
stragglers.
anyone good at
People who
climbing
got lost.
trees?
This guy knows. Yes.
Great. Yeah, okay. Let's walk around the edge of the island. I do have things that I need to like sit down and attune to though, if we can have a second. I think these are helpful. They were given to me by a god.
Oh. You showed up with things that you cannot use yet.
Correct. Because gods like to fuck with you. Have you not learned that?
Well, one in particular has screwed with me for 100 trials. And he looks around and leans in real close.
Oh, nope.
Mother has brought me here 100 times, and I've denied her every time.
Cool. Yeah, she brought me here too.
Mother likes you much if she keeps dropping you in the hellscape.
Oh, no, you don't understand. She wants me badly. I just tell her no.
Well, she wants you. She likes you. See, I
She
want
likes how I do things.
Interesting.
Killing.
Interesting. Well,
But we should move, because didn't you say there was... And he thinks real quick. Didn't you say that there was a creature that tried to eat people?
Yeah.
Nearby.
Uh-huh.
Yes. We don't need to be here when he is still hungry.
okay.
We should go.
Let's go, Hat.
And the hat sinks into the forest and disappears.
We all just hook arms and skip. Nothing can go wrong.
As you head off onto this crimson black road, that's where we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, things might get a little spicy.
They're already spicy.
I know.
I'm very confused. I still deserve to be
You're
here.
confused.
Don't go
I'm
anywhere
confused.
except if it's to get like refreshments for the siesta. We'll be back. Okay, bye-bye. Hello! Welcome back. Our nameless ones were, I was going to say heroes, and I was like, read the crowd.
But I am a hero.
Oh no, I'm dying. Our heroes, oh gosh! Our nameless ones head off to a secluded area to try and let the others weed themselves out so that there's less combatants to worry about. As y'all come up to a clearing, you see just like a blood pond, essentially. Tranquil, simple, as things should be. But there doesn't seem to be anyone around, and Elatus, from what you've gathered, this is already at a position that most people would maybe start at, but not like gravitate towards. Roll me either investigation, survival, or perception checks to scour if there's anyone here.
Everybody or just him?
Anybody. You can pick one.
I'm glad you gave us all these options.
I know. It's like I'm being generous for some unknown reason.
22.
18.
Belmont got a 22 for survival.
Well, I rolled a 7. So, question it.
Survival?
Mine's investigation.
Investigation. What was yours, Rowena?
I also did survival.
Okay. Balmon, you... I don't know, Reaper. Why am I like this? Because y'all made me this way. Over time, not like immediately. Just like...
No.
I used to be so innocent. I used to let people jump off the side of mountains, and if they roll a nat 20, they don't take fall damage. And then I read the book.
So the book did this to you. Stop being a rules lawyer.
I don't know. I kind of gave broken stuff back in the day. But anyways, with the 20-something, Balmung, you surveyed the area, and 22, you notice that something had been here recently. However, it was not of the humanoid variety, as there seems to be like a wet slither coming out of the pond. And in the traces of that which remains to be known of the consistency of the pond, there are latched quadruped type markings, almost lizard print in tracks that lead away from the pond. Rowena, 18.
Mm-hmm.
With an 18, you notice that there is a weird consistency about the ground that you're stepping on. And as you look down, you survey an ear that's not attached to a body. Elatus with... Oh. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say Rowena's gonna kind of bend down and look at it, like, real close up.
Nice. as Rowena's doing that, Elatus, you, with your investigation check, notice something glint in the corner off in the distance, and as you approach it closer, you see just a sheath blade. It looks to appear to be some type of magical dagger, but as you pick it up in your hand, you notice one of the triggering aspects of the cursed place. Can I have you roll a history check?
Yeah. That is a 26, sir.
Nice. With the 26 and all the previous iterations, I don't want to misspeak. The Reaper of Thoughts
My best one.
remembers that upon consistent use of magical items in the cursed place, those said magical items start to lose their magical properties. And as you hold up this now like rusted blade in your hand, you can determine that had this blade been magical previously, it no longer holds said magic in it now. Narissa with a 7. The air is sweet, smelling fresh of rusted blood, and
everything's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always like to breathe in and smell pennies. It's great.
What's a penny?
What's a penny? I always like to breathe in and smell copper.
Cool.
As I turn around with the dagger, I look at everyone. I know that you said that you had magical items from a god, but and I kind of showed them this poor dagger that looks like it's been mutilated with time. If you use them a lot, you will lose the magic that makes them what they are. As you can see, and he kind of tosses it to you.
There's no catching that. I'm not even gonna roll. She drops it.
I didn't even throw it. Like I just barely.
Toss just like.
So, if you wish to use those things, make sure that you use them sparingly.
I can't even use them at this moment in time because I don't have the ability to do so. So, is this the place where I can sit down and make that happen, or?
Usually, this is where people start. If they're making their way towards the keys, then more than likely they have moved on.
Doesn't feel like a good answer, but Narissa will go and lean against a tree so she doesn't have to stand up ever again, and just attune.
As you're attempting to attune to these magical items for the second time, you hear...
That's going to be every single episode, just every chance she gets.
You hear in your mind, a pact must be made for the item you possess. You've agreed to the terms. Pact come due. Now.
I forgot about the crown. Okay. Oh, gracious crown one replies in her head so that nobody thinks that she's also crazy. What is this pact that you wish to make?
You are in possession of the skeletal crown, which makes you the skeleton queen. And with that, you are in possession of all things dead. And the rest of you see as a skittering of a lump of a body from the bushes begins to like position itself back up into place, and bones like snap into its joints, and this like dislodged mouth kind of disjointedly reconnects and clocks in, and there's just these two like
I'm paying overtime.
flame pools, flame pools in its eye sockets as this skeleton kind of like slowly starts to approach towards Narissa. And as it gets closer, it stops and just kind of lulls and looks there. And you all hear, coming from some orifice of sound that it possesses still, in a ghastly form, "What do you ask of me, my queen?"
Go and kill whatever you can find that is not wearing a red gem. So not anyone who's currently standing right here.
"As you wish."
Four of us.
And it just...
You can rule the undead. I like this. Yeah.
Thank
This
you.
will work out fine.
I'm starting to like the crazy one.
I'm not crazy. I'm insane.
Great. Synonyms. This crown, does it seem to lose power as it takes control of the dead? Is it magical?
I don't know. They don't have mirrors in the cursed place. So the rest of you... you just
Does
see...
it look like it's getting dingy?
Does it feel like it's getting looser as it's giving me a migraine?
Not looser, tighter. And that pressure just like sinks in a little bit more.
Cool. So, oh gracious crown one, I say again in my head so that you don't think that I'm also insane. This pact that I've agreed to, what? So I control the dead now, right? What do you get in exchange?
You are asking this crown.
I'm asking whoever you are that you are talking to me.
Once you possessed an army, your pact will come due.
But what does that mean?
You will find out
The
once
agreement
you...
was that we take the pact to get out of the pocket dimension, and I feel like I'm still in a pocket dimension, so therefore this pact can't come due until I'm free of this pocket dimension and back where I'm supposed to be. You feel me?
The pact will still hold its...
That's fine, but you're gonna help me get out of this. I'm not dying here, and if I die here, I will find whoever you are and I will hunt you down.
This item is only in the possession of the king or queen that commands it.
Okay, sure, whatever.
And we can't hear any of this, right? It's in her head.
It's in my head.
Out of character, the first thing I would have asked was how many make up an army.
At least 7 million. How do I get the crown off?
That is not part of the pact.
Okay, whatever. Cool. I'm gonna continue to try to attune my things.
As you try to attune, how long are y'all staying near this blood pool of a pond?
I mean, it takes how long to attune? An hour?
At least an hour.
For that long.
Well,
I'm
DM, the
gonna
question is
attune until
have I
someone
been
says
around
move.
this pool long enough
Oh,
to know what it does?
yes. Within
So
this
how long-
pool,
How long would I stay around this pool then?
I would say just shy of an hour, about 45 minutes, judging by the tracks. Whatever creature was here is probably making its rounds and will be back shortly.
I know that you wish to acquire your items. But,
We have to move.
if we do not move shortly, we may be in a fight.
Okay. Do you know of somewhere else we can go?
Where's the most secured location I know of DM, without going towards the keys?
In the place where most people dare not look. In the caves.
And I know where they are?
Mm-hmm.
There is a place, but I don't know how long we can dwell there before things may happen upon us. But you will see no one other than the four of us there.
Do you want to, I mean, how do you feel about that hat?
Well, about as good as I feel about staying here and waiting for whatever crawled out of that sinkhole.
Ears? Delilah, I've changed your name to Ears.
The funny part is
Ironic, because I
also
was
have
about to
those
ask
ears.
if I can take this ear.
What?
You
On
wish
the ground.
you wish to have a souvenir.
Yeah,
I just want to know if it's gonna mess with anything.
I think that is a leftover from whatever came out of this pond.
Yeah.
And I'll pick up the ear and kind of pocket it in my dress and just kind of clean myself up and
Do you,
be like, yeah, the caves.
do you frequently collect body parts?
I like things.
Cool. Okay. Great.
She's the tooth fairy. Of course she collects body parts.
Cool. Yeah.
Balron just kind of like looks at his pauldrons full of like animal parts and bones.
Right?
Narissa's not judging at all.
except for Buck's character. She's judging him wholeheartedly. He,
Oh no. I think that I'm most enthralled by your character.
She just wants to know every personality at every moment.
Correct.
Right?
Okay.
Around this time, like a beacon in the sky, you see a red beam for miles and miles away because of it going directly up and reaching far higher into the clouds of this crimson sky. Malfec, the deceiver, great and wondrous as he may be, treacherous and deceptive. For those able to find the beacon which now locates his hiding body, a reward will be given. And when he is killed, a new beacon will be born amongst those that remain.
As soon as they hear that, they see Reaper's face light up.
What does that mean?
If we kill it, we get a boon, maybe aid of some kind.
It seems awfully far away.
This is true. But plenty will go for it. Plenty will die.
Are the caves in that direction?
Damn, are the caves in that direction?
They're close to it. Not quite like directly on it, but yeah, close to it.
They are nearby.
Head that direction, and if the beam disappears before we get there, caves?
Then we must find another to kill. Yes.
Cool. Great. This seems so cool. Never been happier to be here.
Have you never been in a location where you must survive at all costs?
No, I have. Just not on a murder island.
Oh,
Just the last place
it's very
I was.
interesting here for sure.
Yeah, the last place was like a murder pocket dimension that was full of blood. It's a little different.
Oh, did it have to do with her?
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yes.
She does all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah, I mean, all I did was ask her a question. I asked her to talk to me. This is where I ended up.
Why would you want to talk to her?
Because she said she was talking to the gods.
She is one. So there's that.
Right, and I'm supposed to be. So I felt like she owed me a little bit of a conversation.
You're supposed to be a god.
I
And
am
which
not.
one would you be?
I don't know yet. Doesn't that seem pleasant? We will find out today.
And Narissa's not the crazy one.
Also, not Narissa. Her name is Horns.
I mean, she gave herself that name. None of us did. I'm just saying.
Assert dominance. Show.
Correct.
As y'all head in that general direction, stealth check marching order.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun. I guess I
way
have to
in
take the
front,
lead,
please.
right?
Narissa will go last.
$24 for Belmont.
Do I still get to roll with advantage?
For stealth?
Yeah. Because of the cloak. If I don't roll with advantage, can I say that the cloak lasts me longer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I use my luck and re-roll? Can re-roll these two. This dice can. Adios. That's better. That's better. That is a 23.
Okay.
Jingle Jangle got an 18.
Roll me dexterity saving throws. Or strength, whichever's higher.
Oh, well, thank you. My dex is a +1. I do not want to add that one.
Oh gosh.
8.
Nice. Nice. Super nice.
Strength save. 24. Dex save would have been a 17. I'm glad you let me have either one.
What was Nordic's?
I got a 20, 30.
And Kim, you got a 10? Or, yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in this montage, as y'all are maneuvering through carefully, you essentially continue down the path, and a flurry of creatures just kind of come out from the brush. It's almost like they were in waiting. And these bat-like, multi-limbed things are all kind of like gnawingly moving towards you. Do any of you have non-magical weapons?
Yes.
Yes.
Elatus, what non-magical weapon do you have?
I have a longbow and a hand axe.
Aha! I knew the hand axe was going to come in handy. You reach, grab, and sever this creature in half. And as you do, its two conjoined parts kind of like slide around your body. Which weapon do you have, Nordic?
I have 2 short swords, melee.
Okay. Balmung, in similar fashion, you do a spiral attack with the 2 short sword blades in your hand and chop through a few, and their bodies kind of like fall to the ground. Rowena, one like jumps on you, and like you manage to fish for your dagger and just kind of like sink it into its chest, and gutturally get it off of you. Narissa with the 7.
Great.
A bunch kind of like grab onto you, and I don't know if y'all have seen the pixie scene in Harry Potter, the Chamber of Secrets, where it's just like pulling at your hair and your dress and everything, and you're just like, there's too many of them, and you are able to stab them with your dagger. It just doesn't look as cool as everyone else as they're doing.
That was not.
But yeah, you kill all these just like fairly small creatures, low threat, and continue onward. As you move further in, you see that there's the caves kind of set to the horizon to your right, and you can see that like guided beam of red light shooting down maybe less than a mile to your left. Which path do you choose?
And we've seen nobody else on this walk other than creepy crawlies.
Correct.
What do you guys want to do?
I will defer to the group because you may not like who comes up next.
I say we find whoever this beacon belongs to, or the stragglers that are coming from it.
When did you change again?
What do you mean? I am still Reaper. Yes.
What's the last thing you remember before talking to us?
Oh, I was not here. I was elsewhere, perfecting some spells.
This is insane. What would you like to do, Ears?
I think let's go towards the beacon.
Okay. Sorry, Nordic, what'd you say? I got totally distracted by this switch of personality again.
What was the trigger?
No, that's what he said, to go towards the beacon.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure before I was like, let's go to the beacon. We're gonna go recording then.
I haven't changed yet. I'm crazy.
So we've gathered.
Okay, let's go to.
Actually, insane is a better word. Yes.
Okay, let's go towards the beacon then, I guess.
As you continue on towards the beacon, Balmong, with your eagle eyes, you can kind of like survey the area with your passive perception, and the first thing you pick up is blood, but like in sporadic, just there's a pool there, and then another pool there, and then another pool there. And as y'all get closer, you see someone kind of holding their side, but they don't have like a beacon by them, and they're looking around frantically, and they have like a blue gem encrusted into their lock around their collar.
I'm at the back of the group. No one's seeing me indicate like. Just.
So we see a group of people, but there's.
Well,
no
you see a bunch
evidence.
of blood pools, and then you only see that one person on the ground. that has like a side injury that they're holding. And from them, you can see like they have a clear blue lock.
Do you need some help?
Yes, I don't want to die here.
Reaper pulls out his hand axe and goes to slice his head off.
Roll me an attack.
It's gonna get real bloody.
Blood.
Could you roll a natural one?
No, I rolled a nat 20. I'm gonna lock this sucker off right at his lock.
So you watch as Elatus gets closer, and at the last second, he pulls out his hand axe, and for a sliver of a moment, you see his arm move, and then he's standing behind the person, and then slowly their head kind of like disjointedly slides off the lock, and their head tumbles onto the ground, and the rest of their body collapses shortly after.
But then comes back to life because now they're mine, right? Or do I have to like do something to make that happen?
Are you wanting to invoke your power?
No, thank you so much. I'm asking you a
Want to
question,
get
Jack.
another minion? Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, no, not if this crown's gonna make my head explode before I can get off this island. I figured out what you're doing here, Stacks.
Pop it like a pimple.
No. Well, that was jarring. Let's keep going.
I look up at the party. This is what we're here for.
Yes, it
One
is.
less key.
Yes, yes. Good job, buddy.
Off in the
There's more ears
distance.
for you.
Ah! They're still attached.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we can
Like
remove
ones that are
them.
already
I
pre-detached.
was gonna lean down and just kind of
Sever.
take one. Yeah.
Just one? You're collecting only right ears?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
to
got
be
a
fair,
plan for
she was
necklace.
probably
They need to
she was
fit
probably
properly.
picked on for her ears, wherever she was. So payback's a bitch.
Exactly.
You hear a yell off in the distance. No, please stop! Leave me alone!
There's more. And Belmont's gonna pull out his longbow and start stalking towards wherever that sound came from.
This is insane.
As soon as I see Belmont take off, they both see me stow my axe and both swords are pulled, and I'm walking behind him.
Great.
Rowena, I guess, is just behind Bob here with the dagger in hand and just like, okay.
Guess I'm following them.
As you get closer, you see a hobgoblin woman approaching a frantically overdramatic guy that's just like tripping over himself. Typical 80s movie horror runaway scene. Like you see a branch and then you see him a few feet over and he like trips and then he gets up and he like scurries further and he's like, no,
Everyone
stop.
Running out of the house.
Yes, he's going uphill. And then he looks back, he's like, stop, no, don't get any closer. And you just see this hobgoblin woman just like, she's already done, and she has a great axe drawn and she's just kind of like dragging it along, and you see like a pool of blood coming off of it. Let's make this quick, shall we? She's about 50 feet away, and he's about 80 feet away.
I have my arrow trained on the hobgoblin, but I'm sitting there waiting. But keeping the same distance, so if she moves forward, I'll move forward.
Is the hobgoblin wearing a lock?
She is, but much like the others in your party, she's done well to keep it hidden.
Okay. I'm just making sure it's not one of the beacons that I may have seen in the past.
Speaking of beacon, the frantic male is shooting off a red beam of light directly into the air. Stop! I can't see! This blasted light!
Narissa takes her
fire.
crossbow and shoots the hobgoblin.
Roll
who
an
hits her first?
attack.
Oh, they're both shooting.
Both of you roll an attack.
It's 22.
While they do that, can I kind of sneak off towards the like kind of close a different distance to the hobgoblin?
Yeah. Roll me a stealth check.
That was a nat 20.
Nice! So, as Narissa and Ballman kind of shoot their attacks, Rowena just like vanishes off into the shadows. What are you doing, Elatus?
Noticing that the one that's got the red beam is not the hobgoblin, I'm standing there with my swords crossed, like my arms crossed and my sword still in my hand, just waiting to see what happens next, because I kind of already know what the beacons do, so I'm just watching to see how they react.
What was your attack to hit Ballman?
29.
Okay, so both of your attacks hit into the back of this hobgoblin, and she kind of like furls a step before collapsing over. She's dead. She's dead. Oh, I'm gonna find those keys and I'm gonna get out of here. Wait a second. I don't own ranged weapons. And then he starts looking around. Who shot those?
I already have another arrow knocked.
Yeah, Narissa's not shooting again.
Do you let
Is
it
the
go?
woman dead?
She seems to be, or like heavily injured.
Have I noticed that Billy Bob over here doesn't... What did you say you wanted her name to be? Billy Ray over here hasn't... isn't doing anything? Have I...
It's Billy, Joe Ray, and
Billy.
Bob.
Joe Ray. Pardona me. I don't know who you are, but have I noticed he has not drawn his swords?
What's your passive insight?
Great question. It's like 12.
I mean, I would say she was in the back. I'm in between her and...
Okay, yeah, you would notice.
Okay. Yeah. Hey. Psst. You seem to really like killing things. Why aren't you killing the thing that you said was a boon?
And Belmont looses the arrow into the man.
Okay.
Because...
As he's looking around,
things are not as they seem.
Oh, great.
you watch as an arrow shoots into the man, and from behind him, a long sword like erupts out of his chest. My queen says I kill. You look killable. As this skeletal creature kind of holds onto him from behind, and then like rips his blade free through like the bottom socket of his rib cage as the creature falls over. And you all hear, "Boon set acquired." And this globule of light appears and shoots into Balmung. And you watch as a beam erupts from where he stands. But Balmung, you feel all of your first level spell slots return to you. However that would feel arcanely.
But if you don't have arcane?
However that would feel naturally through the forest and things.
Okay. Got it.
As this happens, I turn and look at Narissa. See, sometimes things like this happen. Others, they manifest into something worse. I was just waiting to see what happened.
Great. That beam of light, does it go away or does it stay?
And you hear off in the kind of projected voice in the air, Balmung Hellsmith grew up in the unforgiving Cragforge Mountains, a place where survival demanded strength, cunning, and a touch of ruthlessness. He made a pact with Mother, and when she came to collect her dues, he could not provide. Balmung is the next target in question. If you can kill him, a boon will be provided.
So, how fortifiable are those caves?
How do we get the light off
As
of
we
them?
hear all that, that's when I look at Narissa and kind of smile to prove my point. I'm like, and point at him.
I thought he had done this before. Wasn't he supposed to know that the light changes to him?
I am not always the one that kills things.
Not you, Balmond. He's been here before.
I never said that. Oh, if you'll pardon me, but I just met you. I didn't know if you're part of Mother's plan. As you can see, she's a bit of a bitch.
She is a bitch, and she doesn't seem to have much of a plan at all, other than to make us all kill each other, and now we have to protect you, I guess? Or we could
You
just
need to let me die.
let you die.
No. That she has a plan. Yes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
plan is the one person that lives. She wants to be her champion. I've, as I said, turned it down 100 times.
Why?
Because I like killing.
Oh.
So I keep coming back
Cool.
to kill my fill.
Cool. You want to... I...
Narissa's like...
I broke her!
Yeah.
So, instead of standing around here and chat, how about we chat and walk?
How about we leave
somewhere
you
else?
behind?
I turn and point towards the caves where we already passed in the road.
Right, let's go to the caves. But if somebody comes up behind us and starts killing, you're on your own.
I
If it's
turn
that
and
much
look
trouble,
at
I can leave.
I turn and look at Balmont. If they go to kill you, I will kill you first.
Mm, how about
At least
no?
it will stay with the At least it will stay with the party.
Yeah, keep it in the family, right?
Oh God!
I have questions that I'm going to ask once we get into the relative safety of a cave. Like 18 questions at this moment in time.
So I would say, since you already know the location of the caves, y'all can find your way back there with expedient haste without much issue. Once you
Kind of
arrive,
lead the way, but stay close to him so that if somebody attacks, I can do what I promised.
once you arrive, you see why people kind of avoid it. And it looks like a dragon's mouth. So there's like jagged teeth and jagged teeth that comes up and down from it. And you kind of have to like crawl through the space. But for anyone that lets Balmon go before them, they notice that the moment he passes into the cave, the beam no longer shoots up to the sky. It just goes to the top of the ceiling that he's in.
Cool. Great. Well, we're going to need to figure out where to be in this cave that's easily defensible.
The front, of course. You have to crawl to get in. Not him. Not him. He can stay in the back.
Yeah.
I will stay at the front.
Okay. I'm going to sit right here, and then I'm going to ask some questions. Question number 1. What the fuck? Question number 2. Again, what the fuck?
Reaper's trying to ponder
Yeah.
what the fuck as a response.
Question number 3, I guess, would be, what's the point of having a team if only one person gets to survive? So we all get keys as a team, and then we have to turn on each other? Is what's going to end up happening? Is that you tell me, bellboy?
So, what normally happens is you form a team to strengthen yourselves. And then when the time comes, and you are the remaining group, then it is every man for themselves. Or lady, as the case may be.
Cool. Question number 4. If he now has a boon, how do we also get boons without killing him? Is there more opportunities for this development?
Elatus, you would know that over time, the longer that people survive, the more things happen, such as boons and other opportunities, to try and dwindle the amount.
Question number
So-
5. Oh,
I
tell me.
relay that information.
Yeah.
I relay that information.
Sorry. Question number 5. Balmon. I don't know your name. Cat.
Psychic
we do
damage!
because-
No.
We do, because the massive voice in the sky called him that.
But did we hear it when the massive voice called him that?
But you didn't take any damage, which was weird.
Weird.
Because
Okay.
the voice said it.
Well, Hat. What kind of boon did you get? Was it actually a boon? Also, I'm asking these questions. Can I also attune while I'm asking these questions so I can multitask?
No, it's really silly stuff. Really not worth it. I can once again talk with animals if I need to, but most of the creatures here aren't animals, so quite
Oh, I
pointless.
forgot to give you spells. I'm gonna do that now.
Dang.
So...
DM shit canned him, chat. What do you think about that?
So you're like what? A nature boy? You talk to animals? Is that helpful?
They're better than people,
Oh, yes,
company
I
included.
I agree.
Oh, Misandra, Misanthrope. Okay, how original.
Well, while you're sitting there, why don't you go attune to your little toys there?
I'm
Because
attuning.
there's going to be people that come.
called multitasking. You don't know what-
Welcome in, Raiders! The Liching Hour. We are in our Liching Hour of chaos. I would
Was
say...
right, people were coming. 15 of them showed up.
No, gee.
I would say over the multiple attempted times to attune, oh my gosh, I would never say that sentence again, to the items that you have in your possession, Narissa, you find that you attune to the blue item, but the purple one is being stubborn for some reason.
Well, that's rude. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna try again because that's the one I want, Stack.
I would
Well,
say
she's-
that Reaper is like talking when they ask, but I'm focused outside. the
Ooh,
mouth.
stronghold!
Yeah. With Elatus there, Balmon will actually start making traps at the entrance and kind of show them on how to avoid them and what triggers them. And Balmon's gonna set a bunch of poison traps.
I think Rowena's just playing with one of the ears she
Playing
has.
with those ears.
For herself, yeah, she's playing the spoons, but it's actually the ears. And just kind of humming.
Weird floppy noises are happening in the
It's
back of
just
the
a-
game. I don't know.
You'll always have somebody to listen to you now.
That's facts.
Honestly, yeah, she's probably also whispering into them a little bit as well, and then just moving on.
And I'm the crazy one, chat.
Insane was the word you were using. Thank you.
Yeah, but you called me crazy.
Yeah, I did.
As you all are sat within this caving system, you hear a voice that's almost childlike. It's time to play a game of secrets and safety. Within the dragon's maw, you're safe here. If you feed me secrets. Don't be shy. Pinky promise.
What kind of secrets would you like to know?
I like really personal secrets. Ones you haven't even told another soul.
Do I have to say them out loud?
You can write them down in this pool over here, and I'll hold on to them. I promise.
Cool.
As the childlike voice says that, you see that there's just like a small, almost obscure little gullet of murk water.
Well, I will need someone to watch the entrance if I am to relay my secrets.
What do you do with these secrets? Oh, voiced one.
I keep them. Secrets make me strong. Strong enough to keep you safe from all the terrible things outside.
That feels like a threat more than anything else.
Well, I like secrets. I don't like lies. Lies leave a terrible ick in my mouth.
I mean, you want personal, like something you've never told? I've never told anyone that I don't like broccoli very much. Is that personal enough, or do you want something a little more like heart-wrenching?
Well, you've just told everybody in this room. That's not much of a secret anymore.
Oh, I understand. So then, what am I writing this on? Do people have paper? People carry paper on them in an adventure on a hell island?
I can also take blood as payment.
Instead of a secret?
No.
With a secret.
Trip your blood into the murky pool. And think of a nice, juicy secret.
God. This island is fucking...
Narissa's found something more unhinged than she is. She's just like, how?
Not unhinged.
Not yet. Not yet.
DM, I sent you a secret.
Oh, you did? So, how do you, Elatus, place your secret into the murky pool?
I reached back and I grabbed the side of my sword and slit my finger and wrote it on a little piece of paper that I had in my pouch that I used for my spells and stuff.
You take 2 points of slashing damage. And the moment the parchment piece touches the murky water, it gets devoured. And it glows brightly for a second before the entirety of the parchment is no longer present. Ooh, that's a rather nice secret. I'll keep it safe.
Will that do for the protection?
Yes, of course. Who's next?
If I were hypothetically to take this hypothetical plate out of my mess kit that I hypothetically have, I don't know where Narissa gets any of this shit. She never once has reached out into a backpack. If I were to carve my secret into this plate and then put the plate in the pool, it's the blood part that I have a problem with.
You don't like giving up your blood?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Would you like some of mine?
Yours tastes rather delicious.
Can he give you some of his, and then I'll tell you my secret? I'll whisper it to you in my head.
No, I don't read minds.
Oh, but I do.
Oh no, I meant I can dribble my blood on the plate and then you can write your secret.
Oh, can I do that?
I guess. It seems to be very interesting nonetheless.
So I walk over and I squeeze my finger and get the blood to go.
Oh no! You take
dagger to
4 points of blood damage.
Nice.
I'll send you a secret as soon as I think of one that I'm willing to part with.
Oh, you're sending me?
I'm sending it to you, yeah.
I mean, she shouldn't send it to me. You're the one that wants it.
Oh, not that song. The suspense as you hear this ear-piercing etching sound
Sorry.
as Narissa carves her message into the plate, using the pool of blood to kind of encrust itself within the cracks of it.
I'm gonna send it to you so you can move on, though. I am telling you, it's an actual secret. I promise. I'm not she's not lying on this one.
DM,
If someone else wants to go while I do this,
is that accurate?
it is. I promise.
Or is it just quiet? There is music, but
No, I'm talking about what I sent you as message. Is that accurate?
yes.
Okay. So, as the blood hits the plate, Narissa is pretty much the first one to hear it. Hello, my friends. Where are we at this time?
The other one.
Hi.
We're in a safe place, as long as we tell its secrets.
You're watching
And,
the.
and I looked down at my hand. Oh, who gave a secret?
One of you did.
Yes, but which one? It is important.
I think the one that likes blood.
The Reaper?
Oh, Reaper. Very good. And I'd walk back to the entrance of the cave and sit down, watching the entrance.
It worries me more.
Did I hear him?
It was whispered, but not hidden.
I'm just curious if I heard him from where he's sitting at the entrance of the cave.
I would say yes.
As you say that, I turn around. What have I done to worry you?
Well, if you're okay with that one telling a secret, what secrets do you hold?
I don't really have many secrets. As I told you, I serve my deity as well as I can. But if Reaper gave a secret, then all is well. If Dark Jester gave a secret, we may need to leave the cave.
Which one likes blood a lot?
Jester loves blood.
Narissa, with your plate, you hear this? You're just like...
Just takes her sleeve and just wipes it off the plate. He already put his blood in the pool, so are we already fucked? Should I not bother?
No, Reaper did it. Reaper is fine.
No.
We
No,
don't
we
know
don't
that
have-
for sure.
No, Reaper's
Yeah.
definitely fine.
It was Reaper who did it?
Yes.
You haven't seen Jester since the first psychic hit.
Okay.
Have we insight?
If I show up, you'll know. Yes, you will. Oh, yes, you will. he has not showed up yet. Only the first time.
Chat, this is... Oh. Chat, this is the party second guessing if that's the real... Yes.
Insight
I
check?
have all the minds, chat.
Narissa puts the plate under the water, face down, so that
No one can read it?
no one can read it.
As you put the plate in, takes a bit, but it too gets devoured. The murky water lights up for a bit before the entire form of the plate is gone. Really? I wouldn't have guessed. Who's next?
I think Rowena will kind of try to find a rock. She can, kind of a flat one, and then just poke the tip of her finger and start kind of writing out in her blood on the rock. Still kind of humming to herself.
How dried
And
is
she'll
the
just-
blood on the ear she cut off?
I was thinking about it. I was like,
Just-
fold it up.
Yeah,
and,
just
like...
keep cutting into the ear to draw more.
Exactly.
Rowena, you take 4 points of piercing damage. I love how all the damage today has been self-inflicted.
And then
I mean, to be
just
fair,
gonna
me.
walk over. I'm just gonna walk over and kind of try to skim the stone into the water, and it just kind of
Bloop,
plumps
bloop.
to the bottom.
Sinks down. The murky water lights up, and the rock is no longer within it. Last but not least,
Don't you have enough secrets already?
this is a collective secret pool. If you don't want protection, you can get out.
Stupid. Belmont pulls a wooden stake out of his pack and he begins carving in runes. After he's done, he'll fling it into the water.
Can you send me what it is on Discord?
I can later when you tell me what it is. Or
I don't know how to
something really
do
horrible.
runes.
I mean, to be fair, DM, you made the character. You know the secret.
Do I?
I
As
can
you
make some up, but
as you throw the rune encrusted secret into the pool, it too gets consumed. Tricky bonus points for making me do extra work. Protection is due, and you watch as Balmon stops glowing red.
Right. Well, that is a positive.
so what now?
I'm still trying to make this thing work. This...
Taking so long.
As you say that, I turn around and look at you. Is that why we're here? Waiting on that?
Well, we're here because he was glowing.
Huh. Very well.
It's a safe space. That's why everybody tells their secrets. To a pool of water and disembodied voices.
And it definitely won't bite us in the ass in 10 minutes.
DM, knowing kind of where this place is, does this personality remember how many secrets I've told to this thing?
Roll me a D100.
Yeah!
Because it can't be any higher than that.
Luck of the
That is
draw.
true. That is a true thing. Oh my god. 96.
Oh my gosh, you babbling but
I have no secrets left after that last one.
Narissa, directed at you, but everyone can hear. It's very easy. You're already attuned to 3 items. You can't be attuned to more.
I'm not attuned to 3. Oh. Mother- Ugh. Stop. You put crown on my character sheet, and so I'm gonna come to this computer and I'm gonna fight you. Can I have it on my character sheet now?
Yeah, after I make it.
Okay. Unattune to the cloak, and I will reattune to this. Can I unattune to the crown? Is it gonna let me? No, right? Yeah, I'm gonna unattune to the cloak, and I'm gonna reattune to this handy dandy clock that I'm not
Tells
sure.
time.
Yeah, tells time. I don't know what it does, but it seems useful.
As Narissa unattunes to the cloak she possesses.
Oh,
You watch as the magical properties within it wither away now that there's no possessor to hold its magic.
No. Stay.
Oh
What
my
we meant
god!
at the beginning when we said you're evil.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here.
Mean.
Oh my god! This is fine, Reaper says.
Rude. Rude. I don't even know if I fucking want this watch.
It's a weird sundial.
I don't know what it does. I don't have the ability to identify. So at least I knew what the cloak did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm gonna attune to it now.
As you do, you attune to it, and within it is possessed a secret message known only to you. While I may not be able to protect you here, Narissa, hopefully by imparting a bit of my power, you may find a way home someday. Stay safe and survive.
I wish I kept that cloak on.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Did we all hear that she like unattuned from that and lost all of that? You said.
Yeah, you would have seen the item like deteriorate in front of you.
Is it
I
not?
think Rowena's gonna take off her cloak and hand it to her. Just be like, if you're cold, you can have it.
Don't make fun of my sad little holy green cloak.
I wasn't trying to make fun of you.
It's given to me by a friend, and I'm not giving it up. But thank you so much.
Rowena will just like sadly put it back on and go back to just like whispering into her ear.
What does this actually do?
A lot of things, I think.
It does do a lot of things. Okay. Okay, I don't hate it.
It's way better than the cloak, chat. It's way better.
That is debatable. Depends on if you want to bring in the emotional factor, because that cloak is probably her last tie to humanity. It's about to get real dark.
I told you, Narissa, if she makes it back, is not going to be the same. It starts here, chat.
And we'll have no one to blame but Stacks.
There's no
Okay.
way.
Okay.
As you all wait in the cave for what seems like an eternity, the dragon's mouth seems to protect you. There are times where it seems like people are walking by, more or less checking the fresh tracks of the last incident that happened outside. But as they get close to where you're at, almost in oblivion, they kind of like go in a completely different direction. Not even like stopping to survey that there's a giant mouth opening cave in front of them. It's almost like they don't see it at all. And they continue onward. And for now, you have a purchase of safety, a spring of hope. But as you all contemplate your way forward, that's where we're going to end it for tonight. As the Nameless Ones live to see another few hours.
We survived an episode.
And I have a name now.
Hat.
Hey, question. How many people were there at the beginning of this adventure?
Yeah, how many cannons it fired off?
Let me have you all roll a D100.
23.
Okay.
I'm rolling so low tonight.
$27.
I don't know how to get the second part of the number, but I rolled a 50 on the D100.
Okay.
So, Kim, if you roll D100 and then you roll another 10, a D10.
Thank you.
Yeah.
DM, do I need to roll?
Yes.
0's a 10, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So 60.
Plus 10.
So that's 0 plus
2?
It'll be 50.
Okay.
Just from past eye's sake, there could be more. There was at least like roughly 112 people around that big entry point.
I've killed one of those. 112.
Wait, which one?
I too have killed one.
Oh yeah. Wait, did Balmond get the kill
Mm-hmm.
on the hobgoblin? Great. Then I killed 0 and I feel good about it.
And we
Now
saw that
there's at
tiefling
least
get 8.
only 110 that have been slaughtered, and we watched one get eaten.
Yeah.
Those are perfectly good odds.
And our
There
only
was
damage is from ourselves.
There's evidence of another one being eaten.
Oh wait, no, Narissa
ear.
did get a kill.
Yeah, that you.
Narissa did get a kill. Her skeleton stabbed the glowing guy that was freaking the hell out.
But
But I didn't get that.
the skeleton wasn't a real
No, he got
being.
the hobgoblin.
Well,
No.
Ballman got the hobgoblin and the guy because he shot him with an arrow. So, like, process of elimination's like skeleton isn't a person. Next highest person, Balmond. Your assist just became a kill.
Dang.
You're welcome.
So Narissa's KD is just an 8.
It would have done you more good, because all I can do is speak with animals.
Yeah, she's not convinced you're useful yet.
No, I'm not.
I can speak with ears.
Ah!
That's actually the best one.
I need that spell. We will catch you all on the flip side. We're gonna reconvene and figure out what next Tuesday we have open to do the second episode to this fun little short series. And stick around as we attempt to raid somebody. Does anybody have anything else before we say bye? Nope.
Have a great night.
Okay. It's all Narissa's fault. Okay, bye.